Hello everyone. So we are done with Game Week 1 and already gearing up for Game Week 2. My team has shifted base from the Wimbledon Centre Court and now we are deep inside the Sherwood Forest, Robin Hood territory. So not the greatest starts for me. 54 points, 4.7 million rank. Looking at how things were, I guess 50 plus points would have not been bad, but that brace from Holland increased the gap from the top significantly. But no worries, this so early in the season, a point and rank are completely irrelevant. The gap between a million up or down could just be 10 points. I was down 5.8 millions after the first game because I only had Jesus, and after the second game where I had just Trent and Salah captain, two very highly owned players. In spite of that, I went up 2 million straight away. So yeah, things are going to be volatile. Everyone has similar teams right now. Few different players here and there. This week, if you had an Arsenal triple up and Erling Haaland, you did better than the rest. As simple as that. My team, as you can see, it is only Salah who got a double-digit return. Kyle Walker got me a clean sheet, but many people are doubled up on City defense, so there is hardly anything to gain there. Reece James got a clean sheet as well, but again he's very highly owned, so I did not gain anything from those clean sheets from Chelsea and City. None of the differentials worked. Son just got an assist, 5 points. I was expecting more than that. They scored 4 goals. Son and Kane both barely involved. Matty Cash just 1 point for him. Leon Bailey played well. I saw the Villa game and they were pretty bad. They were awful in that game, and I hope they can get things better when they play against Everton at home this week. Mount was poor as well. He got taken off at 60 minutes. I just saw Thomas Tuchel pointing towards him and telling him if he has gone to sleep or something just before he was taken off, and that is never a good sign for a player. Jared Bowen did not get much of the ball against City. The Leicester double keepers, 4.0 keepers, it was not going bad with them. Danny Ward was of course the one who played, and they conceded 2 late goals and I think just made 1 save, so just 1 point from there as well. So yeah, there was nothing much to gain from any of the differentials at all, and that is why the rank is so far down. Maybe 1 return and things would have been much better. Anyway, this is not a trigger movement because of a very average game week. My wildcard is active now. Yeah, this is something I do every year. It is never planned from before. The intention is always to hold out for as long as I can. But when I'm seeing the upside, why wait? Why not play it right now? I have barely ever played my first wildcard after Game Week 3. The reason is generally simple. Early on, you realize there are some players who offer really good value. There are some players who look good, and you get them in before they go up in price. When others play their wildcard, you can see these are the players that they would go for eventually. You are getting them in early before the template forms, and you're getting them for a lot cheaper. Now that did not really work out for me last season, but generally the strategy has always worked for me. The price rises are a big thing early on. The market is very volatile. There are a lot of casual players. They're going to sell and buy like crazy without even realizing sometimes that you get -4 for every transfer that you make. So yeah, that is the reason. There are many players that I know I want in my team, and if they go up in price, it's going to get difficult for me to bring them in. That is why I played my wildcard straight away. One of the reasons that I did not go for Harry Kane, other than the August curse, of course, is that it was inevitable that his price would drop. Even if Harry Kane scored and Holden blanked against West Ham with that Bournemouth fixture in Gameweek 2, this would have been the most popular transfer. I could see that from a country mile. I don't know why people went for Harry Kane. And many big accounts who always tell you that you shouldn't make your transfers early, they made their transfer on the Sunday night. That is how the craze has been to get Erling Haaland in their team. And that is exactly what I did as well. As soon as he scored the second goal against West Ham, I hit the wildcard button because I did not have him. I saw that game, and there is no problem in admitting when you're wrong. I had my doubts because some of the players that have come from Bundesliga in the last few years have not worked out, and he came in and he looked so good. He looked strong, he looked quick, and I saw him linking up very well with his new teammates. And there is absolutely no way I think he flops. He's going to score a lot of goals. It's very close on penalties as well, and with the kind of confidence he took the penalty, that tells you that he's not scared of the Bundesliga attacks and all those narratives. So if you are holding Harry Kane right now and you have not made your transfer, and you're planning to make your transfer, you're trying to bring in Erling Haaland for Harry Kane. You have already lost 0.2 because Kane dropped and Haaland went up. And looking at the trends, I think it's very likely that Haaland is going to go up again and Kane will drop again. So you could basically, even if you have no money in the bank, there is no other option for you but to take a hit, which is very, very unfortunate. But even if you have some money saved, probably 0.5 or a million saved in your bank, still it's a significant loss. The value that you'd lose on Harry Kane it's gone, and you're going to get Haaland for 11.7 now. So I'd suggest, as soon if you're listening to this right now and if you want to bring in Haaland, go ahead, pause this video, go buy him right now before he goes up in price yet again, because I'm very sure his price is going to go up at least by Saturday. I'm very sure about that. It may not seem like a big issue right now, but trust me guys, the team value does come really, really handy at the business end of the season, when you play a second wild card and suddenly some budget option comes out, and premium is the most obvious thing to do, and you may be budgeted out but by a very small amount. So try to take care of your finance right at this point. And like everyone would tell you, that rank and point is not that important right now, but your team value is going to stay with you all season, trust me. So that was my team from last week, and this is my wildcard team. This is my supposed wildcard team. Ramsdale in goal. Oh, this guy cost me a lot of points last season. Not points, rank. I had him for a while, and in pre-season I had him for less than 12 hours actually. I sold him straight away. So back he comes. This is the first time actually I'm going to have Aaron Ramsdale in my team. There is double City defense. Kyle Walker, James and Trent Alexander-Arnold all have been retained. Nico Williams has been retained as well, he's on the bench. Danny Ward has stayed as well. So it is just Joao Cancelo who has come in defense. I think he looked really good, especially in defense. I think he blocked a lot of shots. going forward, now a lot of people are saying it did not go forward that much. I saw him getting into the box quite frequently. It did take a few long range shots as well. So in a way, I think if Grealish plays on the left wing, it does impact Cancelo sometimes because Grealish carries the ball so much. There is not enough chance for Cancelo to get involved, and that is a problem for Man City. That is not a problem for Cancelo. That is, in my opinion, that is a problem for Man City as a whole. And I'd hope that Guardiola sees that, and Foden playing on the left wing is so much better for them. They can go Foden and Mahrez on either side. The new striker that they've brought in, he can play on the right wing as well. I really don't know why Grealish, is starting so many games. He was really poor last season. He was poor in the Community Shield as well. Last game, he was not bad, but he just set his game as all about short passing, simple passing, pass and move style of football, and Grealish just doesn't suit that in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, Cancelo is a player I wanted in the long term, and I did not go for him because I was hoping that I'd get him on my first wildcard, and since I'm playing my first wildcard in Gameweek 2, here he comes. Absolutely no doubt about that, he has to be there. Now coming to the midfield, so you can see money has gone out. Money has gone out from the midfield. Mo Salah and Leon Bailey are the two players who have stayed. Now I wanted Saka, but I have gone for Martinelli instead because he enables me a better squad overall, and I have also got his price rise, so that was tempting as well, So I think I'll have him instead. What that means is I'll not have any 8 million midfielder in my squad. There is, anyways, someone like Kulusevski has already gone up in price, so even if I go for Saka and next week I want to go for Kulusevski, I won't be able to go for him. So yeah, I just gave it a thought, and at the moment I just feel like I'll stick with Martinelli. So it's a 3-man midfield, and on the bench I have two 4.5 million midfielders now. Andres Pereira has come in and Josh Da Silva has come in. Now Pereira looked pretty good against Liverpool. He took a lot of set pieces as well. His passing was good. It was not extremely good, but I think his link up with Mitrovic was fairly decent, and it's going to get better. He has just come in, I think at 4.5 it's really good value. He's an attacking midfielder, and yeah, so I think a lot of people are going to start him this week as well against Wolverhampton. Da Silva got a goal against Leicester. Now he played as a substitute. He came on and he scored late on. He scored the second goal for Brentford, but there has been a lot of positive talk about him in pre-season, and again he's not exactly an attacking midfielder, but he's a proper number 8. He's going to be involved. He got, I think he got a few attacking returns in pre-season as well. But yeah, I think among all the 4.5 mids that I'm seeing right now, he looks like the standout other than Pereira. So both of them are going to come in, and they're going to be on my bench for Game 2. And hopefully they'll get some, they'll start a few games as well for my team. Yeah. So as you can see, money has gone straight into attack. Now I was not a fan of this, but from what I saw in Gameweek 1, these players are the focal points of their attack. Jesus has stayed. He was dropping a little deep at times, but he was involved. He was involved a lot. He was dropping deep, but he was also, he was continuously getting into the box. He was trying to run back and, if possible, finish off chances that were available as well. So it's not now if I could manage to get Saka, maybe I would have not gone for Jesus. I would have instead gone for someone like Mitrovic. Two good fixtures coming up against Wolverhampton and Brentford. I can see him getting points. But then, Jesus is very, very highly owned, and if I'm able to keep hold of a very good player playing for a very good team who's very highly owned, there is no harm in that at all. And most likely I'm going to stick around with him. And accompanying him are the two premium newcomers, Darwin Núñez and Erling Haaland. Heavy machinery up front. They might become rotation risks when Champions League starts, but until then, why not go all out? I'm expecting Núñez to start this week. I'll be very surprised if Firmino starts again. It's the home game as well. Liverpool generally don't do that well in Monday night games. I'm hoping that, seeing a new player, a new signing for the first time at Anfield, it's probably going to help out. Let's see. But I'm confident he's going to start. He may not play I don't think he's going to play the full 90 minutes. But 60-70 minutes is better than 30 minutes, right? Or 45 minutes. So I'm going with both of these guys up front. And it's a privilege I think only wildcarders are going to have. Because most of the teams are tripled up on Liverpool. They have Diaz, they have got Robertson, and they cannot get to Darwin Núñez without taking a hit. Right? So Haaland is going to be my captain. Bournemouth were defensively pretty well organized against Aston Villa, but Man City is Man City. West Ham are a more than decent defense, and Haaland convincingly got 2 goals against them. Now if I could afford him, I think Kevin De Bruyne is a fantastic captain option as well, because Bournemouth are going to sit deep and they're going to encourage shots, and De Bruyne can hit them from distance. And even without that, I think in the last game I saw him getting beyond Erling Haaland a lot. He was making a lot of runs. Sometimes he was the last man up front for City as well. So he's going to be very much worth those 12 millions as well. For a while I did have him in my team for this particular week, but then when you're making a wildcard team, you got to think of the long term, because now I cannot make wholesale changes yet again, at least until the World Cup. So I had to find that balance, and that is why with a heavy heart, I just could not go for Kevin De Bruyne or one of the Spurs premium assets. So this can change anyway. Currently, of course, I'm trying to catch the price rises. That is my biggest priority. A player going 0.1 million up doesn't really help me, but just in case someone goes up twice, then of course we gain 0.1 million worth of selling price from that. It rarely happens. Last season we saw likes of Antonio and Benrahma being bought like anything after Gameweek 2, but of course those signings were being made as a keep, not just to have them in their team and then sell them off. I have Zinchenko in my team currently, whom I'm hoping against the hope that he goes up. He's already gone up once. He's not going to be in my team in Game Week 2. Just in case he goes up one more time, then maybe I can sell him for profit. Anyway, I think Haaland is probably the only one who's going to go up in price, and of course I'm going to keep him. I'm not going to sell him. So Man City are currently in the market for a left back. Surely they will have to buy someone. You cannot go the entire season with just you know, one right back and another right back playing as left back. They're linked with certain players. They're linked with, I think, not sure, Sergio Gomez or something. It plays in the Belgian league. There have been rumors of bringing him in and then sending him back out on loan. They have been linked with Rafael Guerrero as well. I mean, whoever it is, I'm sure they'll take some time to adjust. They'll take some time to get into that first team and get one of these two out of the starting lineup. So right now it's not a concern, but maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe in 3 weeks, especially when the Champions League starts, maybe it's going to be a bit of a concern. Yeah, but we'll see then. To avoid that, of course, there is this backup plan of going Saliba and Ederson instead of Kyle Walker and Ramsdale. It is on the back of my mind. Currently, I think Walker and Ramsdale is the better combo. If Walker gets dropped, I can move to another 5.0 defender. Now, there are a few options that I like in that price bracket. Going for Ederson, 5.5 million keeper, I just feel it's a bit too much. But yeah, we'll see what happens. As always, I'll post my final wildcard team on Twitter. Come and join me there. If possible, do help in spreading this video and subscribing and stuff. I'm stuck at 17 subscribers. It's gone up from 13 to 17. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can go up to 18 or 19, something like that. Anyway, next week let's see how the wildcard goes, and I'll come back then.